Hello everybody, my name is Ollie and welcome once again to the Fprl where we're going to go racing today in Australia. The track has been made for this year onward and now has only 14 corners, 5 to the left and 9 to the right. The whole of sector 2 has been remade from the beginning and the end and no longer holds the chicane for the long straight. Now the whole part is a straight, with turns 6 and 7 being remade to carry more speed into the corners and almost go flat out. Sector 3 has been remade in turn 11, making it more square and tight to get to the apex right, and turn 13 and 14 have been widened. Turns 3 and 4 have also been a little bit extended. The track is 5.2 kilometers or 3.2 miles and has an incredible history within F1, spanning back all the way up to 1996, with Lex Davidson and Michael Schumacher taking the most wins of 4 on this track. It's GP also known for the curse of the Australian drivers, since none of them yet to win at the home race. Albert Park was also the opening race for 2011 and 2019, but after 2020 it was changed to Bahrain since 2 cancellations of the race in 2020 and 2021. The tyres available today are a strange one, going from C2 and C3 to the softs being a C5. The rain is not uncommon here, and for that the intermediates and wet may be available to use. But today, Kick, I believe we've got a pretty clear skies today, and like I've just basically said, is a Kick once again is joining alongside me for Division 3 for another round. This is the 3rd round, Australia, as drivers get out on track. Short quality is also today due to a lack of drivers. But Kick, how are you feeling today, mate?
Well, thank you for asking. I'm actually feeling quite well. And coming from the Division 1 race yesterday, I am expecting a lot of things to happen in Division 3 as well. I would ask you how you're doing today, but first of all, I need to tell you that you should probably turn off the music of the stream.
Yeah, I changed it.
But yeah, like I said, how are you doing today? We haven't
um,
seen you yesterday since you were racing, so what do you expect for today?
um, I expect a lot of crashes and safety cars due to this track being changed. It's quite tight and lots of grass and walls that you could easily hit. That I think a lot of drivers are going to get caught out with today, but it's just a question of how many safety cars are we going to get today. I didn't quite see how many we got yesterday due to the fact that my wheel died, so I left very quickly. But how many do you think we might get today, mate? I think it could be quite a few.
I think because we don't have too many people racing for today, and speaking of that, we only have 12 people, 8 are missing unfortunately, so we are having a short qualifying for today, but because of the low amount of available drivers, I don't think we're gonna have too much, but we cannot count the possible VSCs and safety cars happening from random moments. We saw a lot of random moments happening in Division 1, with crashes on lap 1, we saw you crashing into the wall because of your wheel issues. That also caused a safety car, and then we had a bunch of spins at the end of the race as well. So we cannot count anything out, and actually speaking of retirements, we already have Alpha who has crashed into the wall.
Oh, Alpha. Unfortunate. But Vinyl is going to be the first one to cross the line. What time is it going to be? It's going to be 1:18.7 from the Williams driver, making his 2nd season for Williams. Last season in Division 2, this time in Division 3, as competition seems to be getting a bit bigger here, as we can see both Ferraris right next to each other. That's a bit of a mix-up there, mate. I don't know what's happened there, but surely that's going to cause a little bit of dirty air towards the Rebel of Jivada. But yeah, he sets the fastest lap of the session, 700. That's about Evis coming in with an 18.1. Goes 5/10 faster, and his teammate next across the line, Persoon, is going to go 1/10 faster as he sets a 1:18.0.
Alpha is already showing the pace at today's Grand Prix, or at least the qualifying session.
Just like yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was mention AlphaTauri as well. Yesterday with Wesley almost taking the win from Kos. But I'm not gonna spoil anything else. You should watch that race for yourself because that race was absolutely phenomenal. There was so much action to that was happening all around the grid, and it was happening constantly. And you should definitely watch that race. As we have a yellow flag with a Ferrari just letting a person through, but he is on a end lap, so he's gonna go into the pit lane, probably change tires and go out. Speaking of tires, we have a tire on the middle of the track.
Yeah, I saw
Right.
that. Yeah, I was gonna mention it, but we haven't done our track guide. We forgot to do it. But I imagine when we next see people come out, you can go ahead and take us through that one, mate. But already,
Uh,
sorry, I just
Larson?
quickly mentioned Larsen with a 17.4. That would have taken him to P6 in the Division 1 race yesterday. So pretty crazy time, not extraordinary from him because he is normally quite fast. But especially considering it's his first round, that's pretty nice time.
And speaking of Larsen, and speaking of Division 1, he actually did race yesterday as well. He was a reserve for Ferrari, unfortunately crashing in the beginning stages of the race. So let's see if his luck will turn around for the better. But we see his teammate actually out on a lap, so we can maybe go on board with him and, like you said, give a little bit of a track guide as he now goes into turn 3, taking a pretty wide exit of the corner, and now into turn 5, going into 4th gear. This corner, turn 6, is flat out. You don't really want to touch the inside curb, but you can do it, but it is gonna unsettle your car a lot. We saw him entering into turn 7. It's mostly flat out. You lift off the throttle only a little bit, and you're gonna have maximum momentum into the corner and carry maximum speed. Going now into turn 9 and 10, probably the most difficult part of the circuit. Very easy to lose the car as well. Don't really touch the curbs too much because it's also gonna unsettle your car. Going to the second most difficult corner on the track, turn 11. If you touch that inside curb, it will lose you a bunch of times, so try to avoid it as much as you possibly can. Turn 12, nearly flat out, you want to go to 5th gear, and now the final two corners, again the most difficult parts of the track, as it's very easy to lose the car if you're not too careful on the throttle. But this is going to be a lap time of a 118.7 for the McLaren driver, which puts him in P7, unfortunately a second and 3/10 off of his teammate. But still, pretty good showing from the Division 3 champion, trying to defend for his title this year as well, but I don't think he's going to have too much of a chance with Larsen racing as well in his team. But what do you think about that?
I think Larsen's got a really nice chance of getting that championship this season. He's proven his pace in qualifying. I think last time out did he get taken out by the safety car? Was that Division 2? I can't quite remember. But yeah, I think if everything goes okay for him, which it's a bit harder here for it to go perfectly your way, because one bad run over a curb could cause you to step out the rear, and you know that could be you in the grab ball and race over. But I think showing that pace on his first run means he could maybe even get into the 16s, like we saw yesterday. Whereas he taking the pole position of a 16.8, a high 16.8, but then if we look at the field spread, like I think the top 6 all separated by about 2/10. So it's showing how it's all getting a lot closer, and also we're seeing a lot more closer action inside of Division 3 also. With, as you can see, the positions 2 down to P5 are all separated by 2/10, well just over 1/10. As we see Hako, the Danish driver, starting his first official lap as he's currently 8 seconds down on Larsen.
I guess we can also keep on board with him. Like you said, his first official lap. We also saw him race in some of the Division 2 races, I believe. We saw him in Jeddah. He showed pretty okay pace there, so he was one of the guys at the top, already improving for seconds here. So most of his mistakes on his first lap were made in Sector 1. But let's see how well he's gonna improve in the other two sectors. Now actually finishing Sector 2, his split is gonna be a 44.6. 6.7 seconds on the pace. If he manages to keep this up, he will only be bumped a little bit around P9 to P8. So let's hope that he can get all of the time back in the final sector with his fresh new tires and presumably better understanding of the circuit with the equal cars that we are running for every single race. As he now enters the final DRS zone, and let's see how much he actually does improve. It is gonna be a 117.8, the second driver in the 17s. So I think he's probably gonna be the only guy to challenge for pole today. Maybe even Eves. I had some races with him in Division 2 as well. He also does have quite a lot of pace. So I think he also has a pretty good chance. But do you think that Larsen has it pretty easily for him for today?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if he can get another fast lap in, I think he's basically secured it. But like we saw yesterday, we saw a lot of drivers gaining by almost 4, 5, 6 tenths on their times in their final runs as track evolution occurs. So I wouldn't count out like even Hako, Evis, and Zevik. As Zevik there, we just missed that setting a time with only 3 tenths slower than Larsen. Um, but yeah, I think Larsen, as we see him spinning, commentator's curse, just out of the exit of turn 2, gets it turned around okay, but he's not going to break a front wing, I don't think. Going to be on his way quite happily then.
As Starry has also been involved in an incident right after turn 10. Let's go on board with the Williams, let's see what actually happened. He is on the wall on the left, so looks like he was just maybe had a snap of oversteer at the exit of the corner and just lost the car. Or maybe just went a bit too wide at the exit and went to the gravel and couldn't really keep it like Carlos in real life, where he also crashed on the same corner. So very unfortunate for Starry, he is gonna be starting P11, the worst out of the bunch. But thankfully for him, he is one position ahead of Alpha, who didn't even set lap time in the beginning.
Yeah, yes, of course. As I think we got San Kareem coming to the end of his lap. See if he can put himself up into the top 5. Needs to find just over a 10th if he wants to. It's going to be nicely within. It's going to be a 117.7. Yeah, nice lap from him.
I think now people are getting even closer with the times, but because now it is a 6 minute mark, 6 minutes still remaining in session. Now we're gonna see the best laps actually happening all around the grid, and you can already see 3 tenths separating from
Oh,
P2.
Hako spinning, making a perfect 360. Sorry to cut you off there, mate, but that was amazing to watch.
Well, I'm actually sad that I missed it. It must have looked very nice
It's on
on your
stream if you
screen.
just want to go and clip it and see, but I got that perfectly. Soon on an outlap.
Yes, yes. Let's see what he's gonna be able to do as we have another incident with the Aston Martin of Christian.
I think he's just
Or
letting
actually,
through
oh,
San, yeah.
yeah, you are correct. But the Aston Martin of Sankarim really showing pace. We saw in Division 1 that Aston Martins also are pretty good in securing points paint positions, and it's nice to see that they are carrying that into the Division 3 as well, the lowest division. As Larsen has another oopsie, he spins in turn 10.
So we
So
don't.
maybe he can give slipstream to his teammate. Maybe.
Yeah, I was about to say so we don't impede his teammate. But yeah, I don't think they're going to be in the same call. So I don't think there's any communication between them.
Uh, Speaking of slipstream, we haven't actually seen any yesterday in Division 1, which I'm pretty sad that there weren't any team plays happening, but maybe we're gonna see something today. We saw it in real life. I'm not gonna spoil the qualifying if some people haven't seen it, but the Ferraris were giving each other slipstream, which is very nice around France. So maybe we're gonna see that today as well.
Oh,
As Spurs finishes his lap, he goes to P2, very close to the provisional pole lap time, still set by Larsen, 50 thousandths of a second off. So I don't think it's gonna be that easy uh, for Larsen. Even if he does beat everyone in qualifying, I think he's gonna struggle a lot in the race. I think Person might be in for a good chance to win.
Yeah, I think we were talking before the race. I don't want to give too much away, but I think he's feeling pretty confident. Yeah, he has found he was struggling a little bit as soon as the game came out. I think in Bahrain he was struggling, but a late safety call caused him to stay out. A good strategy call got him a podium. Couldn't race last week, which we saw Evis step up. Sorry, I've got the wrong division. We saw a person didn't race yesterday, and Bank last week it drove instead of Person got the win. So Person's got a pretty big shoes to fill after that result last week in his car. Um, but I think we've got a few drivers now coming out to start their final runs. We had a kind of thing yesterday saying that we don't want to go out too late because we don't want to, if we mess up our times or anything like that, we want to have a little bit of leeway to go for another lap, if you know what I mean. We want to get to the line before the timer is up, you know? And I think we can see a few more drivers doing that, getting out there as soon as possible. And also not doing it too early, not too late.
Also, I think that AlphaTauri is leading in the constructors, but you can correct me if I am
I have
wrong.
not looked at any of it, but
I'm gonna check it now while you commentate over another driver's lap while I check who is leading.
yeah, so I think it's going to be Evis is going to be the first one to start his final run in this is a short quality session. So I was about to say Q3, but it's not. Um, but yeah, is Evis going to be able to find the 310s to put it in P1? But Larsen's also on an outlap. I think everyone's going for it apart from Persona, who doesn't think has enough tires, or he just did his lap a bit too late. Sorry, a bit too late in his second run, so he could not. But we got a bit of a car park, I think, or an incident or something. I don't know what's happening here, but Larsen's basically stopping because of the turn 14. But he's going to get underway on his lap now. We're going to have to just go through these drivers as fast as possible when they cross the line in about 1 minute and 17 seconds time. But Larsen then into turn 1, looking pretty decent. A lot of oversteer on the exit. He's not going to be improving. That is not good for his chances. He's got to find a lot of time then in the end sector 1 and sector 2 and 3. But we're going to get a sector 1 split very shortly, in about 10 seconds or so. As he loses it on the exit, I think he's backing out. Yeah, we see a little bit of a back out there. So this is the moment then. As Pursoon made contact with the Alfa Romeo of Sevic. I don't know what happened there. As we see Frantic also retiring on track. A little incident there between the two McLarens I might have seen. But as we see Hacker almost going wide. Really lucky to not go the other way. But Evis then. 3.6 tenths and he'll be on pole. We need to find... I didn't see a sector 2 split. But he's going really wide into the third to last corner. That's going to sacrifice his chances. But he's going to pit. Obviously not enough gain. As Hako comes around the final corner. Can he find the time to put it on pole? We'll only have to see. It's going to be a 1:17.7. Not a big enough improvement for him. He stays fourth. Next across the line, San Karim, who's invalidated his time. We're not seeing improvement for him. Zevic also is gaining by 400 as he loses the back end. That's going to be his time completely gone. Can Pursoon get across the line in time to start his lap? Just waiting to see the timer. I think he's just going to miss out. That's unfortunate for him. But I think a few people are going again. I think Hako might be going again. No, he's going way too slow to be going again. But I think we've got Vinyl, who's 6/10 down, so that's not going to be an improvement for him. But we're starting to see people finishing their lap times now. I don't know if Jivadar is on a lap. Jivadar crashes coming across the line. That could impact someone's time.
I think thankfully he is gonna disappear magically before anyone is gonna get close to the final corner. Who I think finally is actually on a lap.
6/10 down. He's not going to improve.
Okay, so
San
that's
Karim.
everyone.
San Karim. As he
Just doing donuts.
I think Larsen might also be on a time. So we'll
He
have to
gets.
see there.
Oh, he goes wide and crashes into the wall.
Oh, so many
So
crashes.
no improvement, but still pole position
Sanka in
for
for pole.
maybe.
Oh, unfortunate. Just misses out on an improvement. Would have, if he'd improved, he could have even gone up into P3, but there we go then, everybody. That a little bit of an uneventful final run, I think, in the final part of this qualifying session. Expecting a lot more movement than we actually saw, but saw people like Evis and Zevik and Larsen not being able to make an improvement, and even Hako to some extent. But there it is then, another pole for Larsen in Division 3 of Fprl, third round of the season. If you want a little bit of insider knowledge, Larsen was actually signed to the Division 2 Alpha Tauri earlier on in the transfer window, but he could not race in Division 2, so he had to move to Division 3, and I didn't have a spot for him in Division 3. So it's a bit of a sad one to lose him, but that's the way it has to be.
Well, he is currently leading the championship in Division 3, so he's still having a pretty good run. So, like you said, he is on pole position. Let's see if he's actually gonna remain in that position, as Person is very close within the 10th of Larsen. Unfortunately, didn't improve in qualifying, but still will start on the front row alongside. So let's see if Person maybe could go for any moves like a dive bomb into turn one, which could spice things up. And in the constructors, AlphaTauri is leading by 30 points. So
Oh, the boys.
have
We
a
had such a good result last week, I think. That's what it was.
So yeah, you are leading by a long shot already, and you might already extend your lead because of Person qualifying very high and Evis just following him right behind in P5 or P6, I think it is. So I think you can very easily just extend the gap to your rivals. The next is McLaren on 36 points. You are on 66.
Yeah, I think that double one that one too. Last week was what helped us. But we can even try more today. I mean, yesterday we got 18 points. I could have probably got 10 or 12, but my wheel died, like I said. But I think we're gonna be on the way for the formation lap. Let's see how many crash on the formation lap like we saw yesterday.
And everyone's on mediums, actually. We saw yesterday that some people actually wanted to try hards, or at least one guy went for hards in the beginning, while everyone else went for mediums. So none of that is happening today, but still there is a very big difference in strategies, which might be a medium to soft, pretty easy to get, and might get you a win, like we saw with Kos and Wesley yesterday. Both went on softs at the end. Or we might see a mediums to hards, pitting on lap 13, like right at the halfway point of the race, putting hards and just go to the end. If there is gonna be some early safety cars, you can also pit for hards. Hards most likely are gonna go to the end of the race. They most likely lost the whole race, so you can just put them on and not worry about anything. If there's gonna be a late safety car, then maybe people on mediums can try and extend and then pit for softs, but uh, it is all gonna be unpredictable. That is why we love F1, because you never know what is gonna happen.
Yeah, of course. As we see, Alpha still in Sector 1, whilst everyone's starting Sector 3. Um, he must have been caught napping off the start. Still eating his pre-race pizza. Do you know that? He eats a pizza before every race, in true Italian fashion. Um, but
Speaking of, I'm actually getting pretty hungry.
yeah, but he eats a pizza before every single race. Maybe he should stop eating the pizza, and he might actually get a good result. But
he,
but
he's now gonna have those greasy hands on the wheel, and he's just gonna slip away and then crash into the wall.
yeah, too much margarita. But he's still coming around the final corner. He's caught up quite nicely, actually. He's not. He's got on with it, you know. But here we go. Are we going to see him miss his grid slot, or is it going to be okay? He comes in quite hot. No burnouts from Alpha. Oh, he does hit it quite nicely, I think. But we're going then.
We have 5 red lights. It's a long hold up as always, but we are underway for the Division 3 Australian Grand Prix. Looks like everyone has gotten a pretty good start. Larsen goes on away well, still is leading, but Person is unfortunately under attack from Zevik, who puts a very good move around the outside into turn 1.
Oh, big crash at the end. The
Uh,
back.
oh, what happened?
About 5 people crashed. Both Red Bulls and Hako. Someone spun Hako and Hako just caused a pile up due to his car being sideways on track. As he didn't hold his brakes going across the track and it went into Jividar, but gonna pull out the virtual safety car quite early on here. Like we saw yesterday.
Yibud are also missing his front wing. Oh, I'm pretty quiet on the stream, I don't know why.
I could turn... Yeah, not for me. I could turn you up though, if we want.
I mean, I'm watching it right now and I think I'm a bit too quiet.
I've turned you up, you just need to... I'm your max volume for me now.
Okay, I think it should be good now. Yeah, it's good. It's good now. So, what do we have? We have a VSC, which is actually ending. So we are going
Persoon,
on.
Persoon with a drive-through due to apparently speeding under that VSC as we see Akko and Yibada going side by side into turn 14, but they're gonna get away with it. But Larsen then out in front then by almost a second. He's probably gonna make it second very shortly. But Sankarima into P3 as we see Persoon going to serve his drive-through penalty as soon as possible.
He actually crashed going into the pit lane. He was sideways and he was blocking the pit entry. He lost a lot of positions because of that. But thankfully, like you said, he only needs to serve his drive-through, so he's not gonna lose too much time because of this, compared to everyone who is pitting for fresh tires, as we have Hako as well in the middle of the track after turn 2, so he has also made a mistake, but thankfully no safety car.
Yeah, I
As
think
per,
Yeah, I think it's just the cold tires. Everyone's just not used to it. Just now it feels like, especially here, like coming out of the pit lane, it's quite a sharp ride coming out of the pit lane on cold tires. You have to really slow it down before the braking zone than you usually would after you need to. And with the hards, it takes about a lap to even get them up to temperature. Whereas on the last game, they were pretty much up to temperature as soon as you came out the pit lane. It felt.
It is all because of the new regulations. The tires are bigger. I think like 14 inches, but I don't know
Yeah,
inches, and I don't know how many centimeters they are, but they are bigger, and as per that, it is very hard to heat them up. But it's very easy to keep them cool. So that is one positive that we can
yeah.
extract from that.
But also, a little fact here is that in real F1, I think that the front tires were in the tire blankets were at 100 degrees and the rears were at 90. But now I think this year in F1, all the tires are in the tire blankets. They need to be kept at 70 degrees. So colder tires are coming out on 70-degree tires coming out of the pit lane. So yeah, the tires are a bit colder. I think that's why you struggle a little bit more with the warm up.
Presumably. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even know that information. But Larsen has extended his lead already a second, so DRS has been enabled this lap, so he is not gonna be under attack from Zevik behind, who is using a little bit of his ERS trying to get back into the DRS zone, try and challenge for the win. But Larsen does make a mistake going wide at turn 10, so this is going to give Zevik a really nice opportunity actually going into the start-finish straight. So let's see if he's maybe going to be able to capitalize on that, or is he going to lose too much time compared to the McLaren?
Yeah, he seems to be in the DRS. I think he's just trying to get that within the DRS as soon as possible. So he's on 30% ERS as he's only finished 3 laps. But what he wants is that DRS because, as we saw yesterday, Koska just pull along behind Wesley for the last few laps of the race and get the overtake done. But what you do by that is you save tyres, you save fuel, and you also save the ERS levels, which means you can attack later on. As we have a yellow flag for a crash on track, that's going to bring out the safety car.
We can actually see what happened going on board with Larsen. So looks like Starry just lost all of the traction, or maybe just lost the back end going into turn 5, and just was very unfortunate that his wheel touched the wall and it just went off. So this is already gonna be our first retirement of the race. It is a full safety car. So let's see if any people will go into the pit lane, as Haku and Person are already in. But let's see if some of the medium runners are also gonna go in.
Yeah. Um, if I was driving right now, if I was on a medium run, say I was Larsen, I'll be staying out. I feel like there's no need to come in. Those tires are only going to be about just under 10%. I think, yeah, including half a lap under VSC. I feel like it's just you're just losing time by pitting basically, and you're not really getting a tire advantage. But like we also saw, a few people yesterday went to the hards planning to go to the end of the race on about lap 4 safety car, but looks like Larsen's going to go for it then. Into the pit lane we go. He might go to the hard tyre. That's going to promote Zavik into the lead of this race.
I'm gonna be honest, I think this is a pretty good strategy because I did the same in Division 2 in Jeddah. There was a very early safety car around lap 4 or 5. I put hards on and didn't have to go into the pit lane again, so I just waited for everyone else to go in, and I will just
Wait, what?
be good.
Zavik's
Oh,
just
Zevik
been...
has been
He
disqualified.
overtook the safety car. I've done that before. Yeah, you have 2 seconds to give the place back, and then you get disqualified. I've done that before, getting caught out by the safety car. That is really unfortunate, but
No,
that's just the way it goes.
I mean, it said that he ignored yellow flag, so
Ye-
that does count as overtaking it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very unfortunate then for Zevik, who was looking for a pretty good chance to actually win the race. He was in a pretty tight battle with Larsen, but yeah, what can you do? Very unfortunate there for Alfa Romeo. But yeah, we are currently under the safety car. Alpha is leading this train. He is the only one who hasn't pitted yet for new tires. So he is gonna be leading this safety car train. We are just waiting for Yivdar to enter this train, and right after he does, the safety car will go in. If he doesn't manage to get here in time, the safety car usually goes 3 laps, and then it's gonna go into the pit lane. So it is gonna be the next lap, I think, or the lap after that on lap 7. It is gonna go in. But what is also pretty good for everyone here is that we only have 10 drivers in the race. So if you just finish, you're gonna finish in the points. So it is gonna benefit everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Um, but I think everyone's really wanting to score good points. I think, yeah, if you want to close down, I don't know who's leading the championship. I'll assume it's Larsen, but it might
Uh,
not be.
Larsen is leading.
Okay.
He does only have 25 points though. He had a win in Bahrain and a DNF last time in Jeddah. So he is leading by 25 points at the moment, but still very close behind. There were some people, I didn't see who, but also on 18, 15, and I don't know how many else points. But it is really close so far. But it is gonna be a pretty long season. We do have a full calendar set for the season. So from Bahrain to Abu Dhabi, all the way 22 races. So it is gonna be a long one. Anything can still happen for the remainder of the season. But let's talk about the Aston Martins a little bit. They have pitted during the safety car already in P3 and P4, already in the podium positions. They could also secure quite a few points if they remain in those positions. So how do you think? Can they maybe try and stay there, or are they gonna be under pressure from people behind like Evis or Vinyl?
Yeah, I think Evis, even Frantic to some extent, could easily pressure the back of Christian and Sanka Rim, but we haven't seen the pace yet. We haven't really had a good idea of the pace of some of these drivers in the race, you know. Um, so yeah, let's keep an eye on it.
Oh,
Oh,
Larson
Larsen's
crashed into
out
the wall!
under safety car condition. Oh no!
I had such a good view from that, and
I just
it's so
missed it.
unfortunate.
I saw him
Yeah,
just
I just
spinning.
missed it.
Oh, but this, you know what this means? The race lead is thrown wide open. You know, like,
Anyone can win.
oh, as Jebediah hits him. and gets a
Wait, he
5-second
would've.
penalty for it.
Wait, he wasn't even close.
What do you
He's
mean?
still catching up to the safety car train.
Yeah, he just hit the Larsen when he was sideways on the track.
Oh, what is happening in this beginning of the race? This is insane.
Well, this is pretty crazy. Already 3 DNF'd on lap 6. But we're just waiting for Per soon. The safety car will be in this lap. But who do you think is going to be able to get the win now then? This has really changed our opinion. Like, I predicted the 17.4 in qualifying quite nicely. But, um, I was expecting probably a Larsen or a Zevik win, and they're both out of this race.
I'm gonna be honest, and like you said, both Larsen and Zevik have retired already from the race. Two of the fastest drivers here, with Person, and I think Vinyl was also pretty close. I think it's anyone's game right now, so anyone can do this. Oh,
It's
what is
just...
this?
What?
It just
Yeah, it's done
switched.
the same to me. What is going on?
Is this like the broadcast mode of the safety car?
Yeah, I think it is. Um...
Wait, let me check. Give me a moment. Yeah, it is the broadcast. This is actually the first time I'm seeing this.
Wait, what? Oh, wait. We're not even controlling it. So,
Wait, what?
why is San Karim in P1? Why is Alpha P4? Um,
Desync?
what has Alpha done?
I think the game with. Wait, if it's broadcast mode, why didn't we have it for when the safety car actually came out? Like, we already had 2 laps of the safety car, and now it's giving us the broadcast mode. And like you said, Sam Karim and Christian have improved a lot of positions. Evis also in
What?
P3, and we have what
Did you
was
see
that?
that? Evis
Yeah,
in
I see.
P2. What is just... What?
Sam Karim is in front of the safety. What is
Wait,
happening?
wait,
Oh
what
my
the... Are
god.
you on board with Alpha then?
Yeah, yeah.
Safety car in this lap and everyone's disqualified? I think we're just on desync. I'm back now controlling it. Evis on
Yes.
pole, but he's above the safety car.
Yeah, this is definitely desync. I think we need to do a restart of the race. I'm gonna try and check Discord. You can commentate over this. I'm gonna try and check Discord if you're gonna have a restart or not.
Well, according to my screen, Evis is now in the lead. 4 tenths ahead of Frantic. Now, yeah, but 8 people remain? I have no idea why we've got so little people now. Lobby
Yeah,
restart.
yeah, lobby restart, yeah.
Okay. So,
I hope
everybody.
I hope we're at least gonna do a 25 because we're already pretty long into the race. So I think a 25% might be good.
It's not gonna be, but we'll be back, everybody, when we get this lobby restarted. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about the delay, but we've had technically a red flag, you could say, and we're gonna have a grid start to restart it. Yeah, this is the grid then. Larsen back on pole position after some safety car issues, meaning we have to go again. But some drivers opting for the soft tire, some opting for the medium tire. Once again, obviously, joined by Kickerlin. We've had a nice break. We're ready to go again for 15 laps here in Albert Park. So, kick mate. What are we expecting the strategy? So, someone medium, someone soft. What do you say of that?
Uh, First of all, we would like to apologize for the difficulties of the game because the game is very buggy. If you weren't here before, we had a bug with the safety car where actually, I don't know how to explain it, but it was a big bug, ending with a few people getting disqualified. So we opted to do a 25% race because we were already pretty long into the race. But you were asking me about strategies. I'm gonna say that a easy medium to soft or soft to medium is gonna be the best possible strategy that we're gonna see today. Like you said, we do have some people on softs with Person, Zevik, Hako, Vinyl, Frantic, and Alpha all opting for softs. Alpha also changing his teams with Zevik. Zevik has moved to Red Bull from Alfa Romeo, and Alpha has moved to Williams from Red Bull. So
Yeah,
I don't know if that's allowed, but it happened.
yeah. Well, just waiting for the last. Flex is now racing apparently. Um,
Flex.
didn't race before, but is now racing. PW Jones says in chat that Sauce will die around lap 7 to 8. And then they'll go on to so but I imagine they'll want to use the mediums more often. I think it'll be like a 50-50, go medium around lap 8. The medium runners will come in around lap 8 9.
I
um
think we're getting another bug.
no.
We we had this in Division 2 in Jeddah last time where it just
Oh no, are
stopped
we
the.
going?
Oh, it was Itmar. Itmar was bugged. But yeah, we are going underway. Do you wanna do this?
You can.
We are underway for the restart of the Australian Grand Prix. Larsen already has gotten a pretty good start, but he's already under attack from Zevik, who is gonna take pole position into turn 1. We do have some people lagging, but that is because we are changing the host. But Zevik is currently
Oh, the
leading.
crash. Oh, there's cars in the wall everywhere, mate. Pursuing in
Yeah,
the wall.
person is already backwards. Yi Yivadar is missing a tire. Person missing his whole front wing, so already carnage in lap 1, but thankfully we only have a virtual safety car. It's not gonna be a full safety car, so it's not gonna be bugged again. But yeah, Zemik is leading. Do you think that he can retain this pole
Yeah.
or P1, or do you think he's gonna very easily lose it?
Yeah, so he's at yeah, he's on the soft tires, of course. So I think he's gonna have to maintain it whilst being on them. But he needs to find another gap to get an advantage on Larsen when Larsen goes on the soft tires. So we should see a nice fight going on to the last few laps of the race as we see Evers getting a driver penalty for speeding. So not going well for the AlphaTauri team right now. As we only got 14 laps to go as we cross the line almost. But Larsen all over the back of Zevik.
Even though Zevik is on soft, like you say, Larsen is just keeping up very well, showing that mediums might be the better tire choice in the beginning of the race, but the soft runners are presumably gonna be able to go a bit longer with the stint, or a bit shorter on the stint, so maybe a undercut could be beneficial. But we're of course gonna have to wait and see. Everyone who's on mediums now will be on softs at the end, and because of fuel, that is gonna be very low. I think a medium soft is the best strategy here, and not a soft to medium, because you're just gonna be way faster at the end of the race. But the grid is expanding a little bit. Still, the top 3 with Zevik, Larsen, and Hako are within the within half a second. Also, Frantic is trying to make a move on Evis, who, like you said, unfortunately has a drive-through penalty because of that virtual safety car. Frantic a little bit too far behind the track
Oh,
into turn 9, but still
Zevek's
won't be.
off. Zevek
Okay,
spun it just randomly on the exit of the fast left right.
that's gonna put a spanner in the works. So Larsen is again leading.
But he's getting a lot of pressure now that's going to come from Hacker. It's a Danish one too. But I know Larsen and Hacker know each other very well. But they'll both be fighting as hard as they can to get into P1. But obviously Hacker with a faster tyre should make it a little bit easier for him getting the grip to overtake. As we see, I think that's Zepi going off again.
And Alpha is also off. He's on the middle of the track right after the final corner. He might get disqualified if he doesn't really move quickly. What is he doing? Zevik goes into the pit lane, so he's gonna be changing his front wing. And Alpha finally moves away.
Yeah, so I think a few of the runners then that are further back are going to be praying for a safety car then to come and help them out and get them back into the fight. But I think with this shorter race we got going here after the red flag means that that I think the safety car threat will be a lot lower. As you see Pursoon having another issue. Best thing for Pursoon now is to go to the soft tyres and to go for the fastest lap of the race. I think Pursoon's just not going to be able to get points if he stays there.
I mean, even if he does go for that fastest lap, you only get it if you are in the top 10. But yeah, speaking of
I think they change. I
person,
don't think that's the rule in FPL. I think that you just get it if you just have it in FPL. I think that's the rule.
okay then go flat out. You're gonna get a point. Go on.
Yeah. But
But
Hako
yeah,
then, yeah, Hako is just still at 510s. Seems to be just gaining a little bit, but he needs to get on with it. You know, like he needs to get past him and start pulling away if he wants to. But like, and also another benefit is the medium runners are going to be able to sit just behind the soft runners in the DRS. Whereas then when they switch to the next tire, the soft tires are going to have a lot better traction. As we see Hako going off into the gravel on the exit of that corner, and he's going to lose about 3/10. But he's using all his DRS, it seems, to get back within a range to Larsen, which means he'll have the DRS going into turn 14.
I think Hako's best strategy right now is to just keep pressure to Larsen, because we saw in previous races and other divisions that Larsen pretty quickly does crack under pressure. We also saw it, I think, today, but I'm not really sure if he made any mistakes, but he did in qualifying. So if he can just stay behind him, maybe make Larsen make a lockup and make a mistake in one corner, he can just pull away and get into the lead of the race. But speaking of that, he's already outside 1 second, but thankfully for him, he still has DRS
Safety car.
for this date. Oh!
Okay.
For what?
I think
Is
a
it?
car stopped. I think it might be Alpha is stopped on track. Yeah, in the wall. He should be moving really. I don't know why he's stood still. Is he beached? He
Well,
beached it a little. Like he's just driven into the back.
yeah, now
He's
he
beached
has
it. He's
rear wing
beached it.
damage.
Oh no, he's back on track. But that safety car, like I said, has brought a lot of people into this race. So expect. I think. What do you think then, mate? Medium tire or soft tire?
I think everyone's gonna go into the pit lane. Maybe not the medium runners, because it is gonna be very hard to get the softs to the end of the race from here. But all of the soft runners are gonna have a very free pit stop here. Now that we have a safety car, so Hako, Frantic, Vinyl, Starry, Evis, and Alpha can all go into the pit lane for mediums. Go to the end. The medium runners can go into the pit lane as well, but the softs do wear out around 7% each lap, so you are gonna be near the puncture zone at the end of the race, and you are probably gonna lose way too much time as well. So it is gonna be a free pit stop, so maybe, or at least in my opinion, I think everyone's gonna go in, but what do you think?
Yeah. Well, what you also can do is if you're one of the medium runners, you can pit for the softs, and the next lap after, still on the safety car, you can pit for the mediums. That might be a strategy.
That could also be, but it's gonna be a problem if you're gonna be pretty up the field. So maybe like we see Larsen going for softs. If he does decide to go for mediums again, he is gonna lose a lot of track position. So he won't be P2 anymore. He would be P12 probably last. So it might put him on better tires, but he would just lose way too many positions. And in my opinion, I don't think that is. Gonna be very beneficial as Alpha is actually managed to unlap himself. So that's nice to see.
Yeah, but he's now got to he's now got to find a gap to get all the way back around the track. Do you think he'll be able to do it? I think if he pushes, maybe.
I mean, there is 2 more laps to the end of the safety car, and he has up until then. The safety car usually goes very slowly, and because we have an Aston Martin safety car, it's gonna go even slower. So yeah, I think he does have the opportunity. Even if he uses a little bit of his ERS is very easy to recharge with this year's cars. So he can even use a little bit of his ERS because he can get it back very easily in this safety car train that is forming very slowly as we are waiting for 4 more people to join this train with Plex, Eves, Person, and Zevik also needing to get here as well. But we're already near the halfway point of the race, and we've already have had quite a few incidents, but Hako is leading currently. So do you think that he can maybe retain this lead, or is he gonna be under a lot of pressure behind from Larsen and maybe San Karim as well?
Yeah, I think he's going to be under pressure, but when he'll find his time will be towards the end of this race when he'll have the upper hand on terms of tyre wear. But the mediums, we'll see that crossover point, which we'll try and look out for whether the medium tyres become faster than the soft tyres, which we do often quite see. Like I remember in Singapore, like the soft tyres were just a no-go. Like if you use the soft tyres for more than 2 laps, they're slower than the mediums already. So let's see if we have a situation like that. But Alpha looks to have made half a lap in just over a lap, so that's quite nice to see. We should have him all up behind the safety car, and we'll have about 7 laps of racing.
I think you comparing Singapore to this is actually pretty accurate because, in my opinion, I feel like every single tire and the tire strategies really simulate like Singapore because the softs wear out very easily on every single track, just like in Singapore. The mediums not so much, but still they are pretty worn if you do if you do try to extend them very long, just like in Singapore. Like we didn't have any of that in F1 2021. For example, in Portugal, you could go to the end on mediums very easily. The tire wear was very minimal. But on this year's game, it just feels like every single track has taken the tire wear from Singapore, but because every single tire just wears out so much.
It's good though. It gives a bit more of a tyre strategy war between teams and drivers. Means that drivers have to do more data to find out what was the best strategy. And yeah, like last game we saw places like Silverstone where you could just do like a whole race on the soft tire. It felt like we saw. I think Gani actually did like the whole race on the soft tire trying to get a safety car, which is quite funny to see.
And what is also pretty funny, Alpha still not in the grid while safety car is going in, so the
He'll
safety
catch.
car has become bored.
We'll, we'll have a look at him, see if he can catch up. I think he
I
might be
mean,
able to.
exactly now.
Hacker's
I'm
already.
sorry for interrupting.
Sorry, you're lagging a little bit on my end, but
Yeah, Hako's already out. Alpha cannot go to the grid.
I
Well,
think.
at least he's unlapped himself, so that's at least a positive.
But Hacker seems to have got the jump then on Larsen already. Everyone coming through pretty single file. No one really going side by side. I think Evis has lost position to Starbret.
So yeah, if Hako retains this lead, which he currently is, he's not even losing too much time. This is gonna be his first win of the season, as Larsen has taken the first one, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know who took the second one. but Hako currently looking pretty well, not even losing too much time to the soft runners behind him. Also, Sant Kareem staying very close to this train of leaders, as well as Christian. The other Aston Martin driver has overtaken Frantic, who does have a penalty, unfortunately, so that will be served at the end of the race. But still, just like before the restart, Aston Martin running in very good positions to secure a lot of points if they do finish in this way. As we also have a battle with Flex and Zevik going side by side into turn 12. Very nice battles here with the Haas and the Red Bull. It's very nice to see them leaving each other space. Zevik moves himself into the points main positions, and that is only gonna be good for his race.
Evis trying to move on Vinyl down the inside in turn 1. He's gonna back out of it. Not close enough, but he did initially get a better exit than Vinyl. Vinyl steps on the brake, causing Evis to set on the brakes, but we have a yellow flag. I think that's Flex going off there in the background. But Evis down the inside then. Can he make it stick? Vinyl chops him off a little bit. Has to back out a little bit, does Evis, but we also have Larsen, I think, is getting a lot closer then to Hacker. Could see a move then, if we want to go on board with Larsen.
Like you said before, it's only gonna be a matter of time. Hako just letting him through very easily. Hako, I think, also does know that he doesn't even need to battle for this position. He can gain it very easily in the final few laps of the race when the soft runners' tire wear is gonna be awful. So he can just wait behind them, try and just use the DRS as much as he possibly can, as there was contact between him and San Kareem. Thankfully for Hako, he didn't
Oh,
lose.
big crash!
Oh, what happened?
Zevik and Vinyl causing collision due to Pursuit pushing Vinyl off the track. I don't know if that was just hard racing. We'll have to see it back. But I just caught the end of the battle between Pursuit and Vinyl going side by side through turn 11. But yeah, that was a little collision that caused Pursuit to lose a little bit of time. But he did push off Vinyl off the track. But Sankarim then is another soft runner trying to get past the Mercedes of Hacker.
The only problem is I don't think he's gonna be able to do it, as we have another yellow flag. Flex again spinning. Zevi going into the pit lane, so presumably because of that collision with Vinyl in the Williams, he got damage. Vinyl thankfully got away with it. He has been pretty lucky so far with collisions. But yeah, speaking of San Kareem, like you said, he can overtake him, and I think he is trying to go for a move right here. But even if Sankarim does overtake him, like I said, the tire wear for the soft runners is gonna be very high at the end of the race. So I think Hako has it pretty easy on him, as he does go defensive going into turn 11, and I don't think Sankarim is gonna be able to overtake it, but he does a brilliant move around the outside of the Mercedes, and he does put himself into P2. So now it's only gonna be a matter of time until Hako is gonna be the one to benefit, and not the soft runners.
Yeah, he's keeping quite nicely behind. He's only about 9 tenths away from Larsen in P1, so that suggests that yeah, he's gonna have the DRS then. Going into these final laps, Pursuit setting the fastest lap of the race on all mediums. Really nice lap from him then.
Oh, Hako had such a nice slide there, but he lost so much time to Christian, who is also trying to go for a dive bomb, but he does back out of it. But Hako does go very deep into turn 3, and unfortunately does lose another position to another Aston Martin. So it is a double podium for Aston Martin. Do you think it can maybe stay this way?
We'll have to see, but Hako is not going to give up that easily. He's using his ERS then. Because the problem is now is he's going to start losing the ERS levels. I think he's lost like 2.7 seconds over the course of like the last half a lap due to this battle. So that's not good for his chances of getting on the podium. But he's going to have a nice little run here then. Goes a little bit wide on the exit of turn 10. There's a spin, I think, for Pursoon. Spinning on the exit of turn 9. That's unfortunate for him. No apparent damage. Which means he's going to get it going again. But he's been mounted by Zevik. Wait, oh, was that Vinyl?
That was
I can't. Alpha. Alpha, okay.
So that's desync.
That's his AI driving. Yeah.
AI is driving. It's
Um,
not. It would go. uh, very weirdly on the throttle. I think it was just desync. We saw desync in another league, which I'm not gonna name, with Jarno and Barry. They also had desync in Austria. So desync is still in the game. So I think this was just desync. We can maybe check after the race, but very unfortunate for person because he lost way too much time than he would have if he didn't get involved in that. He was showing very good pace in qualifying, but looks like that didn't really carry over into the race.
Evis and
So
Frantic side by side. Oh, Evis backing out. He's going to get the DRS then on Frantic. But he leaves it too late to get the switchback.
let's see if he's gonna be able to make a move going into turn 11. Oh, that was
A little
pretty
bit of
aggressive
moving.
from Fantic. Yeah, like you said, moving under the braking as Alpha spins. But let's actually speak about Larsen a little bit. Already has managed to pull himself 3 seconds away from Hako in P3 and 2.5 seconds to San Kareem. So maybe this is gonna be a win in the bag.
Oh,
I don't know.
Hako! Oh my god! Very
What
close
happened?
to. He just got oversteer, and he's like. Do you remember that one in Hungary with Vettel where he spun it but just missed the wall in like 2013?
Yeah,
It was like that, but he didn't spin, but he was like millimeters away from the wall.
yeah, I think that was 2014. I don't really remember. But Zevik has retired. So everyone who finishes now is gonna finish in the points. But yeah, I do know what you mean. And he also did the same thing, I think, the lap before. He was also just drifting around the corner. It was so fun to see, but probably not fun for him to try and control that. But he is doing a pretty good job so far, just not crashing into the wall. So he is still in this race. Maybe not for the win, but the but P2 is definitely gonna be on the cards. So let's see if he's gonna be able to do it. As we are going now to the penultimate race of the penultimate lap of the race. So let's see how the soft runners are actually gonna bear with the tire wear.
Yeah, Hako is gaining a lot on San Karin. Could be looking to make a move. He's gonna
We
get a
also
nice
see
run.
we also see Frantic and Nevis battling into turn 1. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
Yeah,
But
no
they
worries.
are going side by side into turn 3. So let's see how this is gonna develop. Frantic trying to go around the outside, doing a maybe switchback, but he did get a little bit blocked by Evis, so he wasn't able to do it. So he is gonna stay in P6, Evis is gonna be P5. And even if Frantic does overtake the AlphaTauri driver, he does have that penalty, unfortunately, so he is gonna stay P6. Alpha behind him 18 seconds, so P6 is gonna be guaranteed if he doesn't make any mistakes.
Yep. But I'm not sure why Hako's not just gaining as much as I thought he would have to San Karim. Looks like San Karim's got a little bit of a dodgy exit out of the turn 9, but Hako is within 4 tenths. He's gonna have DRS and San's not gonna have DRS. Looking at the ERS levels, they're looking at about the same. But Hako's gonna have the DRS onto the main straight.
Let's see if he's gonna be able to make this move. I don't think he's gonna be able to challenge for the win. There is a very big gap between himself and Larsen. But yeah, I am as shocked as you are because of the tire wear. I thought it would drop off way more than it actually did. Or it's that, or it's the soft runners are actually uh, containing them very greatly. As Hako is trying to go for a move around the outside of San Kareem, unfortunately not being able to do it, as San Kareem defending for his life because he knows that this is for P2 and he's also slowing him down to allow Christian to also try and make a move to make it a double podium for Aston. So let's see if he's gonna be able to do it. As now Hako using all of the slipstream and the RS that he has. Sam Karim still defending the inside line going into turn 9. Is Hako maybe gonna try and go around the outside? No, thankfully. That's not really the place where you wanna go there. Hako corner cutting turn 10 quite a lot and now trying to go around the outside going into turn 11. Is he gonna be able to do it? Sankarim still defending as they still go side by side into turn 12. This is very good battle speed.
Oh,
As Hack
contact!
second. Sankarim is. How did he spin?
But we're gonna go on board with Larson, who wins in Australia, spins across the line. Hako is gonna take P2 from Christian, and a really odd P4 from Evis, as he did not look involved in this top 5 battle. But there we go then. P4 for Evis, P5 for Sankarim. Sankarim's gonna get P5 in the end, but he's missed out on a podium due to contact with Hako. Alpha's gonna be next. Alpha doesn't have a front wing. So Pursoon is spinning it on the exit of the last corner. He could have got P7 there if he just kept it going in the right direction. But sadly not for him. That's
I mean,
unfortunate.
maybe still of the penalty. Maybe he could get it. Ah, no, he doesn't, unfortunately.
But there we go then. That's the end of this race. That was quite an interesting lap, don't you think? At the end.
That was chaotic. I don't even know how Sankarim and Hako made contact going into T12. I was on board with Hako and then I just saw him sliding in the middle of the corner. I thought that he was just sliding because he did the same thing in turn 2. So I didn't think much of it, but then I see a yellow flag behind and Sankarim sideways. So yeah, very unfortunate for Sankarim, but he only lost around 2 to 3 points, I think, because I think Aston Martin's the maximum positions that they could have gotten is P3 and P4, but now they got a P3 and P5, so still a very good position or a very good result, but not the maximum. But Larsen taking its second win of the season. Do you think that maybe he can carry this over for the remainder of the 19 races?
Yes, yes he can. He's proven it time and time again. But I think the problem here was that Hako just didn't get on with it. He should have gone for the move earlier on Christian and once again earlier on Sam Karim, and then he would have been able to put the pressure on Larsen towards the end of the Grand Prix. But like we've seen before, they take too long, and that means that Larsen's easily able to get away with it, and that's the difference that it made today, the strategy. And I think Larsen's just played it perfection.
As he also takes the fastest lap, so he's also gonna get an additional point,
Yeah.
so that is gonna be 26 points.
The Grand Slam, qualifying fastest lap and the win. Not bad.
Yes, it is. But AlphaTauri is still gonna be leading. They get
Yeah.
P4 and P8, so
Yeah.
they only just extend their
Not-
gap.
Not too bad, but I'm gonna hope the stream does not die when I go to the intermission screen, which it hasn't yet. Oh. Okay, I think we're good.
Yeah, we're still good.
Yeah.
We-
Yeah. Any closing words then, mate?
I mean, I would just like to say thank you everybody so much for watching. I really do hope that you have enjoyed today's stream, and that is all I hope. You can let it off if you want.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so thank you everybody for watching. The championship is probably going to heat up in the mid section. I think Larsen's running away with it at the minute, but yes. So we will be back tomorrow at what time is it UK time? It's 7 p.m.
6
CEST or 6 p.m. BST for the Division 2 race. That's a championship that's getting heating up quite a lot. Quite a lot of competition there. But yeah, that's everything from us today. Thank you all for watching, and thank you for giving us your time this evening, and we will see you all later. Thank you all for watching, and ciao.